Kanye West is one of the most talented people walking the earth. He is the walking law of attraction. Everything Kanye wants to do, he believes he can do at the highest level, and then he does it. He decided to become a producer. He's one of the greatest of all time. He decided to become a rap artist. He's one of the greatest of all time. He decided to become a fashion designer. He's generated billions in sales as a fashion designer. Kanye West, when it comes to the creative arts, like we've never seen before, is that dude. But somehow, it's not enough. When you look at the rants and the media outbursts and the firestorms that follow him, you can see something else is driving Kanye. If you or I had experienced the type of success or even a fraction of it, we would probably be satisfied. But Kanye isn't. Why? Many would argue that Kanye is just bipolar, a self-destructive bipolar narcissist that needs to be muted immediately. Others would argue that Kanye West is an absolute, undeniable genius that has a message that is clear, that is almost divine in nature, but he's simply misunderstood. And many feel it's some combination of both. But what if I told you it was none of that? That there is a science that exists in everything Kanye does, from the rants to the wild success. What if I told you that Kanye was driven by something entirely different? Let's get to it. There is absolutely a science behind Kanye's outbursts and episodes. And today we're going to outline what that science is and how you can recognize it throughout the past and in the future. Now, Kanye's lost his cool a good number of times since he's been in the media spotlight, but we're gonna take a look at a few of the more popular instances so I can show you this pattern that happens in each of them. So first, to do this, we're gonna rewind all the way back to 2016, that Sacramento tour stop when he targeted Beyonce and Jay-Z. Then we're gonna go back even further to 2009 when he interrupted Taylor Swift. And then we're gonna fast forward all the way back to today, DEFCON 3 on the Jewish community. Now, if you follow Kanye, you know that these three examples are just three of the more popular ones. You know that there's a laundry list of content for you to dig into, like his issues with Drake, or John Legend, or Big Sean, or Kid Cudi, or Elon Musk, or Mark Zuckerberg, or D.L. Hughley, or Diddy, or Meek Mill, or Ray J, and the list goes on. But none of those scenarios actually qualify as what I would consider to be an episode. That is something wholly different, and that's what we're looking at today. Now, there are 4 components that are always present in a Kanye West episode or outburst. And the first of those components is it always involves someone he loved.
Beyonce, I was hurt. Now, I heard that you said you wouldn't perform unless you won Video of the Year over me and over How I Blend.
Now, this went on for about 15 minutes until fans eventually booed him off the stage and he canceled the concert and subsequently the tour. And he covered a range of topics from Questlove to DJ Khaled. But what I want you to focus on is what he said to Beyonce. 3 different times during this rant, he said,
I was hurt. Beyonce, I was hurt.
A little time passed, he talked a little bit, rambled a little bit, then he again said,
Beyonce, I was hurt. I went down 7 years.
And then a third time he comes back and says,
Motherfuckers might feel a way about this tonight. Beyonce, I was hurt.
Hurt, believing Beyonce had betrayed him, and frustrated knowing that he would be denied something that he believed he deserved. Kanye could not perform that night or any other night. The St. Pablo tour was officially over. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why would Kanye cancel an entire concert over learning that he had lost a VMA? The remainder of the St. Pablo tour would have generated $36 million for Kanye West. He didn't sacrifice that kind of money just because Beyonce took his Moon Man. For a better understanding of why Kanye handled that night the way he did, let's rewind back to 2009 when Kanye initially started this whole VMA fiasco.
So thank you so much for giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Now, as I stated before, there are 4 components that are always present in a Kanye West episode. And the first is it must involve someone he loves. And in this case, it's Beyonce. Now, most people think he ran on stage to defend Beyonce and her body of work, which is partially true. Others say maybe he had a vendetta with Taylor Swift. No, it's not that. What led Kanye to interrupt Taylor Swift on that stage in 2009 was more than 5 years in the making. And it contained 2 more of the 4 components: frustration and betrayal.
Black man a chance, man. MTV. Tell them what the I said. Y'all had these lights, man. 5 nominations. Lost the Black Eyed Peas last year, man. I'm never coming to MTV. Y'all find Britney. Get Britney. Get a real artist. Get Britney Spears. I ain't with this pop man. Man, that's 2 years in a row, man. Get off this man. I love this nigga, but man, goddamn, man. Give a chance, man. Give a black man a chance. I'm trying hard, man. I got the #1 record, man. I'm trying, man. I'll give a chance, man.
Kanye believed he had been betrayed by MTV since 2005. Ye did not rush that stage to defend Beyonce, nor did he rush that stage to attack Taylor Swift, but instead, he rushed the stage to attack who he perceived to be the real enemy, which was MTV, and to expose them for being an organization that showed racial bias to white artists and failed to properly recognize the talents of their black constituency. Kanye West approached the stage not in defense of Taylor nor in defense of Beyonce, but instead in defense of Kanye West. Having identified only 3 of the 4 components, you are still able to do your own job of looking over the body of work of Kanye's conflicts over the past 20 years and see the pattern for yourself. Kanye has had a number of public scenarios that have never risen to the level of episode, primarily because they only had 1, 2, or 3 of the needed components for it to reach that status. Now, before we get into the all-important 4th component, we have to go back and take a look at Kanye's one-of-a-kind, unique relationship with success. Kanye is one of few people that can fumble the bag, make an insensitive comment, or make a career-ending mistake and be rewarded for it by his fan base. Kanye can embarrass his family publicly, betray his closest friends, say slavery was our own fault, and outside of a little bit of bad press, there's really no price to pay. His shoes still break records and his albums still top the charts. Ye has 10 #1 albums. He sold over 40 million records worldwide. He's produced hits for dozens of the best artists on the planet. When he signed with Gap, their stock rose 40%. He had Adidas finally poised to become competitive with Jordan brand. And his Yeezys revolutionized shoes altogether. Doing this made Kanye a billionaire, and not just any billionaire, the wealthiest African-American man in the world. His net worth was estimated to be somewhere between $2 and $6 billion. And the most remarkable point is, in spite of all of the antics, Ye has never experienced a decline in his overall commercial success. All of this simply tells me Kanye West is fully aware that when he does something, we will not hold him accountable.
Who do you know? And let's go, especially black men, but I'm 41 years old, and I don't know anyone, that up as much as I have that's still as successful. So I want to prove that you can get fat, you can say the wrong things, you can piss a whole
And you
city
can be
off.
president of the United States.
Well, yeah, it's yeah.
Add this to his level of astronomical financial wealth, and there's virtually no one that can tell Kanye what he can't do, except... This leads me to the fourth and final element of a Kanye West episode: rejection. In any of its forms: personal, familial, professional. Ironically, all of Kanye's successes were also driven by the same four elements: love, frustration, betrayal, and rejection. These four elements have been present for Kanye during his entire career, but it doesn't stop there. What's the real science behind White Lives Matter, DEFCON 3 on the Jewish community, his presidential run, Make America Great Again? Because how do we explain this relationship with his wife? How does that affect him? Love, betrayal, frustration, and rejection. Take the four elements and do your own due diligence. I would love to hear what you come up with. And drop a comment if you want part 2. Culture Decoded. Let's get to it.